Greetings and salutations, everyone. Here is Andrew Rollins, and you're speaking from all the way in Switzerland. I'm reaching out to all of our brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into Black Fire Radio.
You're now listening to the best music.
Feel the freshness
of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment.
Give me something I'm lacking. I don't need nothing. You are my everything. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me, only you. Only me and you. Only me and you.
Greetings and salutations, messages and Gerard. You're speaking from all the way in Switzerland. And you're tuning into the Black Fire Radio. And you're listening to the Pan African English Show.
Feel the freshness.
You're now listening to the best music.
Give me something I'm lacking. I don't need nothing. You are my everything. Only me and you, yeah. Only me. Only me. Only me. Only you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. In my head, 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 only me and you. 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 Only me and you. Only me. Only me. Only me. Only me. Only me and you. Only me and you.
Good evening. Temps there on Tiny Desk Concert. Good evening, happy Monday, family. How you doing? It's your girl, Iritan Longoria, on the Africa Today's show. I hope you had a beautiful, restful weekend and you're excited for another week that you'll definitely be doing it major, doing it big. Welcome to the Black Hot Fat Radio Network, media of the 21st century. As you download our app on the Google Play Store, stream on www.blackhotfatradionetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, apparel, clothing with the Black Hot Fat Radio logo on it. As you follow us on all the social media platform, and also subscribe on our YouTube channel, hit the noti bell and invite more people to listen into amazing conversation here on the Black Hot Fire Radio Network. Before I move forward with the playlist, as we definitely dive into the conversation of the day regarding Trump betrays the MAGA or betrays MAGA, literally, let's listen in to the health and benefits of some of the supplements we do have for you on our website.
Fuel your body with complete multivitamin, the perfect balance of essential nutrients for daily health and wellness. Carefully formulated from natural ingredients, our multivitamin packs vitamins A, C, D, E, plus key minerals like zinc and magnesium to support your immune system and boost energy. Just one tablet a day is all you need. Take it with water and feel the difference as prescribed by your healthcare provider. Stay active, stay strong, stay ready with Complete Multivitamin, your daily dose of vitality. Complete Multivitamin, simple, powerful nutrition. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition store.
$2.90. We also do have the likes of ashwagandha, beetroot, algal cucumber. Also the sheer butter for the ladies to give you that glowing skin and help you with your hair growth journey. But before we dive into the music and as we come back to have this beautiful conversation, let's listen in to the health and benefits of ashwagandha.
Discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure, organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
$3.90. You'll also get amazing supplements regarding to what is into your liking. How are you doing, Mr. Newsom?
What's going on, Big E? How was your weekend?
My weekend was amazing. It was fabulous as always. How was your weekend?
Again? Damn. You have a lot of fabulous weekends in your life, don't you? Yeah.
It should be, right? How was your weekend?
It's like I don't get mad. I ain't do no shows. I just chilled. I know you guys said I pump faked your ass. I didn't do one show. I apologize, guys. It's been like a month and a half now, huh? I ain't did the weekend shows.
No
Yeah,
show?
I didn't. No, I didn't do not one.
Why? Were you chilling and just drinking cocktails?
Yeah, I don't drink here at times. So no cocktails for me. Maybe
No,
water.
just to say that you're just having a good time and chillaxing.
Yeah, I was sitting in there, relaxing and sleeping mostly. Shit, and messing with Joby and them all weekend.
Right.
Yeah,
that is important.
Mess with them down in Tanzania, which was funny.
Right.
Somebody came up there and said they wanted to show them they big machine.
Oh,
like, what the hell is that? Big machine.
What happened?
Yeah, he was talking about his penis. I was like, what? He said, I want to show you my big machine. And they thought, you got a car? He said, no, I don't have a car. And he started to niche. Said, aren't you an American? He said, yeah. Hey, you can be my sugar mama. I have a big machine.
Okay.
They had me laughing. There's in the mall. And Jovan said, we started busting out. I do it good. I got the big machine for you. You be my sugar mama. I said, damn, he was that bold jumper. Yeah. He just said he got a big machine. He knows how to use his big machine. I said, I never heard it called that before, but all right.
Okay.
Oh shit. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
So now they probably done. They're having dinner with Serafina and Wim about the hotel. I mean about the restaurant, and they were cooking dishes. This is over there cooking dishes that they're gonna be serving. They're gonna be serving in the hotel. So she's making gumbo, crabs, and sweet cornbread, chicken, and some other stuff to let Wham and Serafina get in touch with what the meal is going to be. It's called, in Black America, we call it comfort food.
Okay.
It's called comfort food, but, it'll make you fat and fucked up. It's called fat and fucked up food. But because it's high in starch and sugars, and it's covered because it tastes so good. Making red velvet cakes and
amazing
pies. So they down. They probably eating right now. So that's what's happening. And I'm stuck in this.
And I saw the videos of them like in this cultural dance and
they were over in the African culture village in Tanzania where they do all the African cultures from east to west, how
Right.
they lived and what they did, and they almost and they do a little dance, and they got the people take them out there to do the dance, and Shimani
Mm-hmm.
tall ass had them heels. I said, Shimani, didn't your feet up walking around all that shit? Was you been up having like flats on or some kind of like sneakers or tennis shoes, something like that, to make it easier walking? So they
That's
seem to,
nice.
yeah,
That's really
they seem to be having a good time. They mad about the Airbnb. Airbnb get them dirty ass towels.
what happened? What did they do?
Huh?
What happened?
Airbnb is not giving them clean towels. They give them dirty ass,
Oh,
dingy towels. They say, "Hey, where the towels?" And then they didn't give them any toilet tissue, so they had to go to the store to get toilet tissue. Where the toilet tissue
oh,
in this
right.
place?
Right.
I said that's Africa. You know, I tell them this. So you know, it's Africa. They want to do the let. They want to do at least they want to do it since there's been poverty
No,
stricken.
it's
They want to do
not
as least as
everywhere
possible.
in
Huh?
Africa. It's not
Huh?
everywhere in Africa.
It's the
Not
majority of Africa. Have you been to Africa, every time?
okay.
I've been all
Maybe
over Africa.
place I've gone to, I've gotten the best service of all time
We
for
went.
me.
they- Okay, they always want to give you the least. They always want to give you the least possible. They want to pay the least and charge you the most. And
Okay.
so they'll understand once you leave and give them a rating. You're gonna give them a 1 out of 5. You're gonna give them a one and say, hey, this place stinks. Was no toilet paper in here. They didn't want to give you no clean towels, and that destroys your business because you're trying to be cheap. You're
That's so
trying to.
wrong. Mostly about the towels. That's so wrong. Literally, like they should definitely make a complaint
Uh,
about that.
well, that,
Like
uh,
that
that's,
is not right.
so that's what they were talking about today. And they had to buy their own detergent and go buy towels. That did, the African is that destroys your business. It's like
That's
two,
right.
just like 2 years ago with the same shit they did 2 years ago down in Mombasa. When I paid for the whole staff to go to Mombasa, it was some bullshit. They wanted to
Really.
cheat the price. Yeah. So what you always get in Africa? Yeah, I paid for a damn mansion. Then come back, the guy that gave the mansion away to white people. I already paid for it. I said, what the hell are you talking about? Where the fuck is the shit I paid for? Oh, sir, I'm very sorry. I don't need you to be sorry. I either need my money or I need another place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need you to be sorry. How's you go? Oh, sir, we don't give any refund. How the fuck you think you gonna give something away I already paid for, moron? How's that work? How you gonna give away some shit I already paid for? What are you
Mm-hmm.
talking about? Say you don't get refunds. You can't give me. You decided to give my place to somebody else. I already paid for it, dummy. Obviously, they got a bribe, and maybe the white people paid them more for it. So what I'll try to find another mansion. So they found me another place, but this moron, knowing he already fucked up the first time, he goes take the money out of the second mansion that he gives us. That's going to be my finder's fee. I didn't need you to find nothing, stupid. You lost the first mansion. We ain't
Right.
talking about a finder's fee. This that backward Africa shit. So let me talk to y'all. I'm trying to get you fired. No, sir. I'm supposed to get a commission about what you sold the other mansion that I purchased, dummy. You did that, not me. So you're not supposed to get a commission of finding another one because you fucked up. Are you out of your mind? It's just that African thinking, that poverty thinking, and the goddamn scamming shit going on all the time. I said, this is crazy. So I said, I'm gonna call. I said, I found somebody white owns it. I'm trying to get you fired.
Mm.
So you can't try to get me fired. I get a commission. You don't get no commission, moron. You told the other mansion I already paid for, dummy. Why am I paying them commission for some shit I already paid for? You sold it to somebody else. So it's that Africa shit with no fucking scruples, no damn morality. It's absolutely crazy. This over and over again. That's what you were talking. This ain't this is Africa. Everybody knows this shit is absolutely fucking crazy because of it kept in poverty. The behavior is corrupt
There are
and
also some other
criminal.
that happens like all over the world. You might get like what you don't expect. Also,
Not like in Africa, you don't.
not really, Mr. Houston. I think it happens everywhere.
Nah, it don't. I've been
Yes,
everywhere. No, it
yes,
don't.
it happens
No, it don't.
everywhere. You've not
No,
been to
no,
all the
no.
hotels in the world.
I've
You've
I've been on every continent on the planet. Every continent. There's
been
not a
to every
continent I haven't been
hotel.
except for Antarctica. I've been to
Have you
Australia. Never
have
happened
you
there. I've
all
been
of
to
Antarctica?
Asia. Never happened there. I've been to South America. Never
I
happened there.
disagree. I
I've been to
disagree. I
America. You can disagree. I'm just telling you, it's never happened.
disagree.
And
Okay.
that never happened. No shit like that happened. Somebody just sells your match rate, sells your property that you already paid for to somebody else. I've never had that happen nowhere else but Africa. And that just happened. I was like a year and a half ago. That was the Christmas of 2023. I was like what? 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 And they're gonna try to charge me for a fee. Did charge? Took the money back. I said, because the lady said, well, I didn't know this more. I didn't get the lady the whole money for the house. She said, well, you're only gonna get these rooms. I said, what you mean, lady? I paid for the whole thing. No, the guy only gave me this much money. I said, why did he give you that much money? I don't know. That's what I called her. I said, what are you doing? Well, I'm supposed to get my finder's fee. Finder's fee? What the fuck? There's no finder's fee, moron. You fucked up. What are you talking about? You gave my house away that I paid for to somebody else. You don't get a finder's fee for fucking up. You get fired. Do everything I can to get your ass fired. I was hard as shit. I said, let me. Well, people say, well, we just give them the manager. It's the Kenyan company, and we're not really down there.
Right.
I said, you better get to firing these motherfuckers. So you're gonna lose money. This kind of crazy shit. And they honestly told me, you know what the white people told me? Comedian Joe, they said, this is Africa. You supposed to expect some shit like this going on. I said, yeah, I know. This is what the company told me. This is Africa, and you're supposed to expect some bullshit like this to go on. You gotta put that into. It's not gonna work the same. That's why you guys don't got the same shit in Africa. You guys don't got nobody delivering Amazon and other things coming to Africa because it won't work. The line of criminality is crazy. Say, well, I'm just gonna keep the packages because I feel like it. But I tell you some shit like that. Like what? Yeah, I see a bunch of packages. I feel like I want them. What? So, that white company told me, West Africa, sir, you should expect you gotta expect some shit like that to happen from time to time. I'm like, damn, that's what you're telling me? That's my recourse? Yeah, this happens all the time. We might, you know, did we lose? I think we lost. I think airtime froze.
Not really. I'm here.
Okay, damn. You doing some some kung fu Chinese meditation where you stay still for an hour. Shit, damn. You're still as hell as you're some damn Chinese meditation chick.
Oh my gosh.
So that would have like nah. So and like I said, that's what the girls I called them the day when they called me. That's what they would complain about. I said, this is Africa. You do the least. You always do the least amount of shit every time. I used to sponsor trips in Africa 5 years ago. So we started talking about one in 2020 when I rented out this house, Airbnb house. That's what I said, Spikes and Cammy working for me. And
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't have Joby. I had Joby to come to the next year, the 2021. So I had them down there. We had Nish, G-Man, and some other people going down Africa. But since they went over the lady's house, right, just to go mess with Cammy and Spikes,
Mm-hmm.
this lady said they had their hotel room in Dar es Salaam close to the city, right? So they said, She called me, hey, you tell me 2 more people will come to the state. I need some more money. I need money. I need more money. I said, lady, they're not staying at your house. They're
Right.
only visiting my staff. They're not living there. Well, why are they there? Why are they there? That's what the lady's telling me. What we were talking about today. Why are they there? Why? Because they're visiting to find out what they're going to do.
Right.
Why are they there? No, no, no. I got to charge you for 2 more occupants. I got to charge you for 2 more occupants. They're not staying there, lady.
Mm.
The fuck is wrong with you? They're only visiting and set up a schedule what they're going to do. You mean they can't visit the house? What is the hell wrong with you? It's always, do less and try to get more. I need some more money. If I don't, I'm going to call the police. She said she's going to call the police every time. This is
Right.
real. Because me and Nish, because me and Nish and them were talking about it. They said, yeah, man, they said she's going to call the police. I said, I know. I was so embarrassed. I'm going to call the police. I need some more money. They're not staying in your house. They have a hotel room.
Mm.
Well, they're there now. I need money. I need more money. I said, lady, I'm not giving you shit. If I got to get another room, and it happened.
That
The
habit
funny
of
thing, it
over
did happen because, huh?
there's that habit of overcharging people, which literally sucks. So I on that point for
Yeah,
sure.
but she went down charging. She was trying to get more money from
Yeah.
people that didn't even live when they stayed in the house because they were visiting. She tried to get more money. You're out of your damn mind. They're not sleeping at your house. They're visiting my staff. They're not going to stay there. They're talking and laughing and joking. They're not staying there. And so, what you see in Africa, what? Just like that same time, look, we found a hotel that overbooked another place. But they were at least nice about it. They overbooked the Airbnb because it's the same shabby shit you get in Africa. It's shabby behavior. It's the poverty mindset they have. So before that, I got nicked in another hotel room. We had another one. It's
Okay.
we've already sold out. What do you mean we sold out? We already paid. Yeah, you sold out with us. No, these other people are already there. They're
Right.
from Rwanda. I said, what are you talking about? I paid you for the rooms. What are you talking about? Well, we got other people that came in. Anytime we get other people that came. Listen, maybe you morons don't understand what a reservation is. People pay you and you hold the room. Okay, stupid? They pay you and you hold the room. That's called a reservation.
Right.
It's called a reservation. But I didn't get mad because at least they was nice about it and they admit they fucked up. They at least admitted it to. So don't give us a bad rating. I said, no, I'm gonna give you a bad rating. That's coming. But I appreciate you being nice. But I'm still giving you a fucked up rating because you don't know this ain't how business runs. I paid for something. I'm supposed to get what I paid for every time, not the
Sure.
fucking run around.
It's so true.
And so this would be happening in Africa all the time. It's crazy. So, but like I said, they were nice. I still remember her name. Her name was Yummy something. I forgot her name. Yummy something.
Yummy? What do you mean yummy?
Yummy. Yeah. I said, this your name? Your nickname. Might have been her nickname. Might have been her nickname every time. It was Yummy something. I still got a name in my WhatsApp saying, well, if you ever back in Tanzania, you can try to use me then. I said, nah, I ain't gonna never try to use you again. You got your fucking mind. I've been back to Tanzania with people 7 times since they never used this. You ain't getting no more of my money. You crazy? Hell no. But like I said, she was nice.
Right.
Admitted her mistake. But it wasn't a mistake. She's constantly, she's still doing the shit. Because she couldn't, like, so you can't. So that's what happened in Mombasa a year and a half ago. I paid for the house. I reserved the house. That means I paid for it.
Yeah.
And so when they went there, there's no house. Where's the house here, Tom?
Wow. You paid
Where's
for
the
it.
house? Of course, that's the reservation. You got to pay for that. If you're going to reserve something, you got to pay for it.
Yeah.
He told me, oh no, we gave it to some other people. How can you give some shit I paid for?
Because he wants more money.
Yeah, because I mean,
It's the
I
like the
mean,
land thing that always goes on in, I know, here in Kenya, where you see your land and you're like, purchase the land, and then not knowing that that's your land already, right? This guy or the owner who you actually purchased the land from has also sold the land to somebody else.
there you
So
go.
you have five
So that
people owning that land.
I'm sure that kind of scheming ass shit. I
What?
will. I want to go. That kind of crazy scheming shit. That's what I'm talking about here, time. So
Right.
said it. He said, "Well, we gave you a reservation. How could you give my reservation away? It's a reservation I paid for." I believe somebody came up to and said, "We're going to pay you more." And so since they don't understand business, it's all corrupt. Okay, I'll take more money, and then your shit. Then when the guy comes and say, "Hey, where's my reservation?" "Oh, sir, well, I gave your reservation away."
Wow.
What? What are you
Wow.
talking about? That's what happened. Well, I'm gonna try to find you a house. Hold on, I'm gonna try to find. Why should you have to find me a house when I paid for that house already a month ago? And
Wow.
then when you find the house, oh, I'm keeping some of the money for a finder's fee. And you the motherfucker that gave my house away to begin with. You're like, what? Instead of trying to make it right, you make it doubly fucked up every time. You
Hmm.
try to make it right, you make it even more fucked up. This is crazy.
No. It's the greed, you know?
It's the poverty mindset that was given to my
No,
European. That's not
really?
just, yeah. It's all throughout Africa. Crazy. It's called the poverty mindset. And just like when I called the company, said, "Sir, this is Africa." It wasn't a white man, just, "Sir, this is Africa. You gotta expect this kind of nonsense." You, I said, "What?"
Definitely are you. But we also have some nice places. Honestly, guys, they give you the best service ever. Honestly, I know really nice places where they give you the best service. You're like, oh my god, I just want to live here. I'm telling you.
I, we're trying to getting the best service.
For
Africa's
real.
known for crappy. Africa's known for crappy service, and you can Google that. So I don't know. Eartime's getting the great service because she's cooked in with Jesus or something. Jesus gives the best. I don't know.
What do
I'm
you
not
mean?
hooked in with
When you come here, I'll take you to the most amazing places.
Africa is no. Put us up,
Service.
Airtime. Put us up, Airtime. Ask Google.
I'm so
Say
confused of all these places
put
you're saying. Super
put
new to
put us put us up, Airtime. Say, is Africa known for bad customer service? The answer is yes. It's known. Uh, Airtime's got the touch or something. Is Africa
me.
known for bad customer service? Yes.
I'm telling you, like, I know places. I know places.
Or just say, why is Africa known for bad customer service?
They're saying terrible customer service.
That's right.
Okay, the average businessman is solely concerned with getting his returns. That's what they're saying. And then customer service, the true cost of bad service in South Africa. The best customer service reps known that they cannot.
I'm not talking
Okay,
about South Africa. I'm talking about Africa. They are South Africa.
I did.
Africa's not. I
Yeah,
know. I know it's what a gay. Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Africa's known, Airtime, for bad service. This is known. Like I told you, you
Yeah,
again walk around in your own bubble, so it's good for you. Africa is known, Airtime. You don't know it's known for bad service.
that's okay because I know best places that I can go and get the best service. I don't really
Okay,
care
okay.
about the rest of the world and what
That,
they see. That's
that,
their problem. So I don't really care about them because I know places that I will get the best service.
I agree. Shout out to you, Airtime.
It doesn't affect me in any way at all. At all.
See, I like every time we don't live in the good service bubble. We got to join her bubble. We don't be in the we're not in the good service bubble. So we all effed up. So,
Not really. And if I ever get a bad service, you have to compensate me for it. I'm telling you. I'm not just gonna leave there like that.
wow.
Because I paid for it. So what do you mean? I'm not getting the best service. I don't care if you think, as in people, you're like, okay, it's Africa. This is what we do things. I don't care about that, Mr. Serviceman. You know?
They gonna tell you, lady, get up. They gonna tell you, lady, get up and get your ass out of here.
No,
Okay. Then they gonna tell you, hey, lady, this is Africa. Get your ass up and out of here. Now,
no.
okay. Let's see.
You need to be compensated. You have to demand to be compensated, Mr. Newsom.
All right, okay.
Yes, you have to demand it. You've paid for it. Honey, money doesn't grow on trees just like
And
that.
and they demand your ass to get out the establishment.
After you compensate me, Mr. or Mrs.
Well,
Hey, what's good?
okay.
What's popping?
Jim Mosquito, Jim Mosquito, when's the last time you was down in Africa? Tell me about the services that you got. When's the last time you was in Africa, General? How was the services last time you was in Africa?
He's from Ghana,
And
right?
yeah, it doesn't mean he hasn't been in other African countries here. So
Tell us, Byron Scott.
I,
Byron
I
Scott is
want
from Jamaica.
I want to tell. Is that what Joe and them are complaining about the towels being dirty? He said, can we get
That's
some clean towels? Can we get some
sorry.
clean towels around here in
That's
this
so dis-
Airbnb?
so
Yeah, they had to go.
disrespectful.
They had to go up. They had to go out and buy clean towels. They had to go out and buy uh, toilet paper.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Not right.
Place is nice. No, it's not right. The place is nice too. I said, why would you do this and destroy your rating? Because the place is nice as shit.
It's
But
called branding.
huh?
Branding, Mr. Newsom.
I know. And why would you do that? Why would you make a nice place? The place is nice as hell, and then
Hmm.
give pun included shitty service?
As you said, the scheming game.
Why would you do that? Why would you destroy yourself by giving shitty service?
Yeah, because obviously, if someone talks about their Airbnb, they're gonna be like, I don't think you should go there because this and this happened. You know?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's stupid. Why
Yeah.
shoot yourself? Why shoot yourself in the foot?
You know, people
No,
don't think about it like that.
I just told you because it's a zero sum game. It's a poverty mindset. Do the
Yep.
least do the least you can do for as much money as you can have. They're gonna always do the least every time.
General Mosquito is saying, in return, I'm from New York, and I don't know what Brother Keith is talking about.
Shit. Call him and let him call up and hear his accent every time. His accent is better than the king and queen of England. Shit.
Yeah, kindly
Hello.
judge yourself, Mr. General
You
Mosquito.
want, hello. Hello, every time. Would you make me a basket of chips?
Good evening. Can you please get me some water?
Chips and a bottle of water. A
Yeah,
bottle of water.
can you please get me a bottle of water?
They don't pronounce their T's. They don't pronounce their damn pronouns. They say
Oh,
bottle of water. Bottle of water.
uh.
Where, exactly. Where's the T at, nigga? Where's a bottle of water? Fish and shit and a bottle of water.
Yes, General Mosquito.
Exactly. They don't pronounce their T. They don't say water. They say water.
How was your experience, General Mosquito, in Ghana? Tell us. Did you ever receive any bad service? Or Emil A. or Byron's card? I can see you guys there. How are you doing?
Emo said he got good service in Tanzania when he was there.
You see? you
Email
say?
might be lying.
No, I believe. I don't know. Maybe you just attract some weird people.
It's not me. What you talking about? That was my staff. I wasn't there. Every time that was my staff getting effed up. What are you talking about? It wasn't me there. That was my staff.
I'm so sorry, Mr.
That was
Dixon.
Joby. That was Tammy and Spike. That was that was him. That was everybody. The year before last, that was Joby, Katie, Shimani, Demore,
Right,
Cameras, HR, Danny, all of them. They
right.
almost didn't have, they almost we don't have to sleep on the beach every time. I
Oh,
tried to find you out. Yeah, remember that he gave our house away.
and you guys were they were already there while he did that?
He must have did it before he did it. Before we got there, was no house here. So I remember that. That's the holiday season, and my boss is big at the holidays, right?
Yeah.
Around Christmas time. So obviously somebody came and offered him more money for the house that I already paid for. And he was like, fuck that. I want more money.
Mm,
And so
right.
when they got there was no house. He said, well, yeah, I gave your house away. What do you mean you gave my house away? Reserving means hold it, moron.
Uh,
Well, I'm gonna try to find you another house. I'm gonna do my best. It's the holiday season. You might can't find you. What do you mean you can't find me now? You have to get my goddamn money back. What are you talking about? Uh, we can't get a refund because it's the holidays. You out of your mind. You better, moron. You better uncover $1,000. You out your damn mind. What are you
mm,
talking about? Because it was a mansion. It's a holiday season.
right.
And it was like 8 or 9, and so it cost me almost, it was like 900, so almost $1,000 damn. So somebody better give me $1,000. I'd give them a first plane over to Mombasa and choke your ass to death. Are you crazy? What are you talking about?
The confidence. MOA saying, I ate it at a Chinese restaurant in Accra Mall with my Liberty buddies, but the Ghanaian waiters were trying to scam me in particular. Also, the bus driver who was already getting paid to take sailors on Liberty to and from my ship was trying to extort people, asking for huge sums of money or he won't take them back to the ship.
That's exactly right. That's Africa email. You're trying to live in our own world. That's Africa, right? With the hey, look at airtime, leave her alone.
What do you mean?
Hey, you got the right touch. They're not gonna try to scam you and and do crazy shit with you. Like,
No, I just said I know some good places. So I could definitely recommend you guys. That's what I said.
there you go.
Yeah,
All right.
which gives you the best excellent service.
Well, your taco place, your new taco joint seems to give good service.
Which taco place?
The ones the Indians own.
Which one
The
in
Indians,
particular?
the one that you showed me. I mean, man,
Oh, right.
you got,
Yes.
you got some more taco places you go to.
Yeah, the best
Oh,
service for
all right,
really.
that's the only taco place you took me here, Tyler. I don't know about the other one. I can only speak about the one you took me to.
They do have the best service for real.
You know, with the Indian guy. Yeah, I taco.
What's happening now?
Exactly. I'm saying, what are these Indians doing making tacos? What the fuck is happening?
You learn,
Hey, mm,
right? So
yeah, that'd be
I
funny
know
me looking at be at that place looking at Indians making tacos. Like, what? I don't trust these tacos. There you go. Every time you eat my tacos, here you go.
that's not right.
I know. It's not right Indians making tacos. You're right.
No, what am I saying? That's not right. What do you
All
mean?
right. I agree. I agree with you, Tom. Indians making tacos is not right. I agree. I like, I
Not
like
right
that's
for you to
like
say
that's
that.
like that's like that's like Mexicans making Indian dishes. Like I mean like
Strong man.
some
You
some
learn.
some ain't right here.
You learn how to prepare it, and you do it excellently. You know?
Okay, if I
Yeah.
go into if I go into a Mexican place and see a bunch of Indians in there, I'm out
That.
because they're not Mexicans. That's why I'm out.
Not right.
I'm suspect. I'm suspect of your Indian-made tacos.
They should be very delicious.
All right, okay. If you
Hmm.
say so, I'll take your word for it every time.
I know some good places that I'll definitely show you.
All right,
Best
that's what
service, excellent service.
that's what's up.
As it should be. You know?
I agree. You
Yeah.
should have good service, but hey, a lot of times you don't.
Oh, my dear, my dear. Better days are coming.
I hope so. You better come or you won't get my money.
Better days are here, I'm telling you. Africa is getting better.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I still hear Jim Mosquito tell his story last time he was in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I know
Did he
last
meet?
time. Remember last time he was when they tried to rob him and his mom tried to rob his mother's home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She went back to Ghana, built a nice home from England, built that. They were trying to rob the joint here, Tom.
Wow.
Trying to steal a car, break in the house. Yeah.
But you know
They were trying
this
to wel-
this
they trying to
personality
welcome back. They were trying to welcome her back to Ghana with love.
okay.
Welcome back, damn it! I steal all your shit. Welcome back.
Sad. It shouldn't be like that because Africa never used to be like this, you know?
And they used to like that, but Africans are now but poverty.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. But because of whatever the colonization and everything that happened, so it has been impoverished for the longest,
He
you know.
was colonizing. I don't want to get
Of
yeah.
into
You know, I know it's colonizing. I don't want to.
of
I don't want to get.
I'm sorry.
I know it's colonized. I don't want to get back in my head.
I'm
Even though
cutting
I know
I'm
there's something from
cutting off.
colonization. I'm going out. I'm going out. Hold on
Okay,
just a second. I'm in a bad area.
yeah.
Let me know where you can. Let me know where you can hear me. You hear me?
Yes.
Even though I know it's colonization here, Tom,
Mm,
I don't want to be in a bad neighbor, get knocked upside my head, all my money taken to me out there in my underwear.
of course. Of course. It shouldn't be like that, you know.
Like,
It shouldn't be like that at
oh,
all.
oh, Joby tasted Nigerian food for the first time and said she
Oh,
hated it today.
she hated it. Really?
Yeah,
What did
she
she
had some
have?
cassava food. She had some, I don't know, shit look ugly. Shit look nasty. She had some cassava food. I thought fufu, because fufu is made out of yams. But I guess it's
Yeah,
cassava too. So, uh,
fufu cassava.
yeah, I never heard that way. Usually made out of yams, but it was some kind of thing, some bunch of cassava and some soup that was all fucking mushy and shit, all wet. Weird. It wasn't goosey. It was some other kind of weird looking ass soup. That shit looked nasty.
What do you mean? Is it like fufu and cassava stew? Because fufu consists of cassava in it.
That was mostly yams. When I had it. It is cassava. I thought it was. What does it say it's made of? It's not made of yams.
It is made of yam and cassava in it.
Oh, but I don't think she got the yam. I think she got all the cassava.
What? Okay, can I share a photo of how fufu looks like, and then you tell me if this was
Of course. And yeah, go ahead.
is that it?
Hers, hers away. You know, you didn't share your screen yet. Load up. Make it bigger every time so I can see. Let me see.
Okay. I'm trying to.
I wonder if she still. I wonder if she still got it on her page. Let me see.
That?
Yeah, it looks something like that. Ain't that kind of brown? Is that white or brown? That's white, right? Yeah, white. Yeah, like that. Look like that. Yeah, it was a big one.
Okay, let me share
That,
another.
yeah, it's white, right? Yeah, it's white. Like an off white, right? That's it. How much she got on her
That's it? With that steer, maybe?
yeah, some of yeah, that's white, but with some kind of stew. It was all slimy looking and shit.
Is
I
that
don't know
it?
the name of. I don't know. I can. They got a bunch of slimy shit they be eating in Africa.
Really? What is
They do it. They be eating a bunch of slimy shit. That may be it. I forgot the name of that
No, that's
slime.
not. It's just the soup. Maybe the soup is a little bit
Uh,
slimy, but it's a soup. I believe so.
I don't want all that
I believe
slimy shit. Yeah, it looks
something
something
like
like that. It looks something like that right there. Yeah, well, yeah. Look, what's the name of that soup there, Ayrton? What's the name of that shit there?
let me see. The restaurant in DC is really delicious, and I had this cuisine before. Okay, I'm trying to actually see this.
You know what?
They're not putting the
You
it's
know
African
what? You know what?
egusi soup. It's egusi soup with fufu.
Wasn't it? See, that was a goose. That wasn't a goosey. It was fufu and
Egusi
some other.
soup.
Nah, but it wasn't a goosey. I thought it wasn't a goosey. It was some other slimy ass shit. It's like- I don't like a bunch of slime.
Why is that?
It wasn't. It looked like that, but it wasn't a goosey. It was some other slimy looking shit. She don't got it on the Instagram page no more. Damn, it's gone now. She got the crabs from crabs they bought today at the fish market. Oh, she got a
Mm,
cornbread. Okay, so she gonna try cornbread. I got the cornbread that came up. I see that, but maybe she got it on a
okay.
TikTok page. Uh, maybe she
I'm
got
gonna
it on
look that up
TikTok.
for you right away.
I don't know the name of it though.
Was this it? This?
Yeah, I can't tell. It was all wet. Look, it was all slimy and wet looking. That might be what's that? That might be it. Name that.
Slimy okra soup.
Nah, it wasn't okra. Ooh, I hate okra.
You don't like okra, okay?
I hate okra.
But some are really delicious, Mr. Newsom. You'd love it. Just ignore the fact that
Like
it's slimy. Ignore the fact that it's slimy and just eat it. Don't think about the slimy part so much.
They don't think. But when it's going down my throat every time, I can't deny the slime every time. That slimy
Only
shit
think
is
about
going down my throat.
just close your
How
eyes
can I not
and
think about it? How can I
think
not
about
think about it when it's sliming down my throat?
you know? And I'm telling you, you'll have a blast. That's all. That's all you do.
The last one I got a trophy ready.
MLA is saying it was a crazy night because a lot of sailors I was riding back to the ship with were drunk. So the bus driver picked the right time to try to extort us, but there was a lieutenant
Of course,
watching over us.
of course.
I'm really sorry about that, MLA. Holy Sana.
Of course.
Next time when you
That's,
visit yeah, I would definitely hook you up with some hidden gems. You'll have the best experience.
last one I got. Last one I got right here is that bit right there. I sent you, and that's the last one I got with Joby sitting in the back of a nice car drinking on coconut. coconut water or some shit.
Okay.
I think that's all like put shit on Instagram. That Instagram shit goes away after what, like 24 hours or 5 hours. That Instagram shit go away. I think she put on Instagram.
Oh,
That's why we
right. If
can't.
it's stories, yeah, if it's stories, it definitely goes.
Yeah,
This
exactly. That's why we can't see that nasty shit.
maybe you have to literally
That's
save it. You want me to share that, Mr. Newsom? Mr. Newsom, are you there? I think I lost Mr. Newsom. But we were talking about Trump betraying MAGA. General Mosquito, the story, it's after 24 hours. Is it 24 hours or 12 hours, General Mosquito? And also, can you tell us about the story of your visit to Ghana? We'll definitely want to hear more about that. But hello, there you go. Hello, Mr. Newsom, you're back.
yeah, I'm back. I'm in a bad area. Damn.
You're good?
But right now, I'm in a bad area, so my phone cut out. My internet went out.
Okay.
Kicked off. That's what I want to know. I, I don't know Joe, but YouTube chef. Anyway, I asked her what that stuff is. She's like, "Oh my God, that
You can
Nigerian food was horrible."
really, Mr. Newsom, you don't have to say that. It's really nice when you try it, I'm telling you.
That's what she said. I'm not saying I, that should that I wouldn't eat that. That should look all slimy looking. I don't like it, but the slimy looking soup here.
But what if it's delicious? What if it's
It might
great?
be. It might be exactly. It might be, but
You
I didn't
still
try it.
not
It
gonna
didn't
eat it
know.
according to
I
you.
would. I wouldn't know unless I tasted it. I just looked at the way it looked. It looked all slimy. Like, I don't want that slimy shit. I
All
don't,
right,
I don't like slimy shit here, Tommy.
got it.
Anything like slimy. Like, well, I eat a lot of Chinese food. That shit can look at all slimy. I eat that slimy
Oh
shit.
my gosh, it's so funny because I was having a conversation with my friend yesterday, and she
Uh,
just told me how she doesn't like their food. She's like, I can't stand them because we were talking about a restaurant which we'll visit. She's like, every time we're not going to a Chinese restaurant anywhere else, but Chinese restaurant.
why
I'm
she
like,
said? Everyone said, why? Yeah. What she say?
because she visited China and she couldn't stand the food. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she said. She's like, no, even up to date, no.
Man, they got a lot of slimy shit.
But they have like amazing rice. Chinese rice is amazing. It's really good.
Yeah, they got the rice
The rice.
with that slimy ass octopus and squid shit. No,
What about octopus? It's so delicious, Mr. Newsom. I love octopus.
that shit
It's
is that
really
shit,
good.
that shit
Like
nasty as
fried.
hell.
No, it's not even slimy. Octopus, when you fry it, like it's really nice. It tastes like chicken.
I'm good. I trust. I don't want
You
none of it.
love chicken, right? You love chicken, Mr. Newsom. So
I like chicken.
oh,
I don't like octopus.
you wouldn't know if you're just being stabbed octopus. I'm telling you, you're gonna
I know. I
you
know.
wouldn't. How would you know that?
I, because octopus stinks. That's why.
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah. Irritant from the sea. I
No,
smell.
it
Yeah.
doesn't. For real.
Squid stinks. Octopus stinks. All them old crazy fish they eat eel. That shit stink.
Not really. I don't know how they prepare it for you, but it doesn't. There's a way to actually make the
Um,
sea stench disappear if maybe it's there. General Mosquito is saying I stopped eating Nigerian food when I went to one of their restaurants and saw an Indian girl cooking.
exactly. Every time I'm like, all right, well, that's it. Who cares? Exactly. Hell no. I'm out of here.
Why? What's the problem, General Mosquito?
Because it's
Cook
Indian.
found it.
What's the Indian woman know about Nigeria?
What does it matter? No, cooking the pounded yam, that was a big no-no for me. I'm so sorry. I don't see the
You know,
problem actually, because maybe they've learned how to do it, you know?
if I walk in and see an Indian cooking ugali, I'm out.
Oh my god.
I'm out.
Why would you be out? We
I'm
have
out.
different kind of races who prepare different kind of cuisines from different cultures, right?
Yeah.
The problem.
Now, they make it nasty. That's the problem.
This is
Yeah.
a qualified professional chef, Mr.
Yeah.
Newsom.
Go ahead, professional chefs can cook it because they train. That's right. I'm not going to no regular restaurant, see no Indian woman cooking no Jamaican food, and I'm out of here. And then, and then, and I said, where you going, man? Where you be going, man? I'm like, what? Yeah, man, me Rasta. Rasta. I'm cool. You keep your Rasta rice to yourself, Indian lady.
That's not right, Mr. Newsom.
They got a bunch of Indians in Jamaica. Shit. I ain't eating
Okay.
none of their food. Yeah, yeah, they got a bunch of Indians in Jamaica.
Mm, but
Remember,
I would definitely give people a little bit of grace. Why? I will definitely want to try it, you know?
look for you, I give you an A for being adventurous. Me, I'm walking out the door, leaving your ass in there.
Oh my
I'm,
gosh.
I'm gonna give you an A.
Mercy.
I'm gonna give you an A for being adventurous. You get an A for being adventurous. Me, I say I'll holler at you when you're done here, Tom. I'm out.
Hmm.
I'm out. I'm gonna put on my parachute and jump out the window.
No, it's not right.
I know it's not right seeing an Indian woman making Jamaican food. It ain't right.
Oh my gosh.
No, nope.
Alrighty.
All
The
right.
conversation of today.
Yes, sir. Hold on.
I did a little bit of research and I saw, I don't know if it's the same conversation that we're going to be talking about.
It's
Trump
about
is,
the bill. It's
huh?
Yeah, it's about the bill that
Oh,
Trump. It's a new bill he passed
mm-hmm.
that he's giving money back to the rich and then splitting the maggots because most of the maggots are poor. And so he's raising their Medicaid, he's raising their health insurance here, or he's either raising the price or he's cutting it completely so he gives tax breaks to billionaires. So now they're seeing that Trump was a con man and they went for the con. And Trump is just another con man put in there to do the bidding of the elite. And so they see all these things to Israel, and they're starting to get attention. Oh man, we've been sold a bill of we've been sold a bill of goods. You're like,
Right.
yeah, because you're stupid. So they're saying that Trump is not fighting for anything. You know, it's like a cult. So you got a lot of them like are starting to wake up and realize, oh man, we get messed up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they told me they were going to cut the budget. Now Trump has added more money for the military, while people in America are homeless, can't get
Right.
any jobs, can't afford an apartment, can't afford to go to college,
Right.
can't afford. The American economy is unsustainable now, Erica. No one can afford to live in America. We can't afford the economy. It's unsustainable. We can't afford it. And so Trump told, I'm gonna come back and try to fix things. And that was a lie. Because Trump is just a con man for the people that put him in there.
Right.
You know, you believe you got a two-party system, but you don't. Around the world, you got the same people that run economic system globally. So now a lot of people waking up and realize it's not what they call a right-left argument or a left-right argument, being politically left or politically right. That it's a poverty argument. It's the rich against the poor, and the rich control all the politicians, and all the laws are made for them. And so they have you and all this propaganda fighting one another while they steal everything out the country.
Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I did your thing. I went to my Zen Buddhist meditation for a minute here time. So you know if I was there or not. Still there?
Good one. We have General Mosquito saying, I thought Trump was the savior, the man to drain the swamp. MLA
Yeah,
saying, mm-hmm.
exactly. He is the swamp. Exactly. You know, that's the con game. They gave these morons to their media. They own all the media. So they got, yeah, Trump is going to fight everything. Trump almost got assassinated. I told you that assassination was so phony, so fraudulent, so cooked. So that made them love him even more when he got that fake assassination attempt last year. But now they see that everything he's doing, it has nothing to do with he's destroying them and not doing anything for them. So they're slowly having to come to the sense that, hey, we've been played again. Yes, we've been played again. So with this budget, Trump with all these dumbass tariffs that don't work, I'm going to make a big deal, making a very big deal with China. China told him to go pan sand. He's a moron. You got the people in the so-called Middle East, North Africa, calling him a moron. You got the people in the Middle East calling him a moron. They don't want to deal with him. And so you have everything in disarray because Trump is a failed businessman. He's never made any money. Every business he starts has went bankrupt. I had Joby look it up last time 7 times. This moron went bankrupt. So he's been propped up by the establishment so they can finally make him president because Trump has never been successful at nothing. Every business he owns has gone bankrupt. He's a moron. He's an idiot. And so, like this thing this last week with Ramaphosa, I'm gonna have Airtime put it up. Put this up real quick. Airtime out on YouTube or TikTok, whichever's easier. Say, Trump tells Ramaphosa of the white genocide in South Africa. Are you crazy? They got white-only towns in South Africa. Why you got genocide in this white-only town?
I know. White-only town. I'm like, what?
I know.
White-only town in Africa?
Yeah, because black people are kind and loving Airtime.
No, it's not about
yes,
that.
It's about that. That's why they disrespect you, treat you like shit.
What did you say again? Trump?
That's what I say Trump tells Ramaphosa, or South African president, Trump tells Ramaphosa that there's genocide happening in South Africa, which is an absolute lie. He's not. So he's telling you about a fake genocide instead of the real genocide that's happening up in Palestine and in Congo.
No.
He's worried about white supremacy. Sounds crazy. That's how white supremacist psychopath thinks. And unlike Africans who play tribal games, they stick together. They know the same wicked ass white people in South Africa are them. Yeah, that's it there, John. You sound crazy.
Handshakes for the South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, but once inside the Oval Office, the ambush quickly followed.
And pause it. Hey, see how weak Ramaphosa's African leader? He's weak. When somebody told you this now, he said, are you out of your mind, Donald Trump? What genocide? We got white-only towns that black people can't even go in in our own country.
I
But
didn't
he's
say
sitting there all weak.
but I
Huh?
was not giving him time to talk at the time.
Oh, we can't give time. African presidents are weak, Eric. He's a weakling. He's a moron. Ramaphosa is weak. You let no another man talk to you like that all crazy, and you be all weak.
It's true. You should definitely talk about it and say something.
He said, well, Mr. President, this is not true. I'd like to know what they said. Instead of talking crazy back to Trump, when Trump talked to him crazy, hey, this genocide, people being killed. Said, listen, you sound crazy. You some kind of a moron. You some kind of an idiot. What are you talking about? Africans have been bootlicking cowards for too long. But go ahead, Eric.
President Trump had lined up more than 5 minutes of videos of black South African politicians, including the former president, Jacob Zuma, calling for violence against white farmers. Designed entirely to put the country's president right on the spot in front of the world's media and back up Trump's claim that white South Africans are victims of an ongoing genocide.
And these are burial sites right here. Burial sites, over 1,000 of white farmers. Those people were all killed.
Where's the lie?
Mr. President, I'd like to know.
Ramaphosa knows a lie, but he won't say that. Listen in. Don't be talking about no white farmers get killed. We got white only town that we've allowed in South Africa. Are you out of your fucking mind, idiot? Dress me with this bullshit. Are you crazy? Black people are the only one allow people to disrespect them in their face. You crazy? You talking to Trump? Are you out your mind? Go ahead. Your turn.
Video played on, and Ramaphosa pointedly refused at times to look up at the screen. But Trump continued.
Our government policy is completely against what he was saying.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can
And then
take
when
land.
they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No.
So how did the white farmer get the land? They killed African people and stole it. What are you talking about, moron? That was never white people's land. You're from Europe. You came to Africa, killed black people, and stole the land. What are you talking about? Ain't nobody getting killed in no South Africa.
Killed at a higher rate than white farmers.
Welcome to the United States of America.
But so convinced is Trump of his statistics that last week his administration welcomed 59 white South Africans to America, granting them refugee status on the basis they were being persecuted at home.
Refugees, really? Refugees?
Because they're white every time. They don't play tribal like African people. They know, white people know they're the same people.
I know, but giving them the term refugees, do you know what a refugee means?
Are allegedly farmers. And this is the land that's at the center of the dispute. Trump claims white Afrikaners who ruled during apartheid are being discriminated against by a new law that allows their land to be seized by the South African government without compensation. But the government
This
said
is the land that your ancestor...
Now remember, when white people had black people all messed up under these damn rules of apartheid, the white American government agreed with black people to get their land stolen. They agreed with it. Because this country's racist and they all promote white supremacy.
it's about ensuring the land is shared among all people and redressing the imbalance that sees white South Africans, just 7% of the population,
On all land.
Right, so there is fertile farmland that is owned by farmers that are using it productively to feed the country.
But it's white farmers, you'll acknowledge.
Well, they are good at farming. They're the best farmers in the world. We're very
What? They're the best farmers in the world? I disagree with that.
lucky to have them.
What? She's saying South Africa is lucky to have them?
No, no.
Organization.
They say that because I told you. And just, they're telling you in your face that Africans are stupid and you don't know how to farm.
They're lucky to have them. They're the best farmers in the world. Actually, we taught you how to farm, lady.
Right. So there is fertile farmland that is
Those,
owned
those,
by
those are good white friends here. I'm sorry for you.
Of course, of course. I do have some good ones.
They're using it productively to feed the country.
But it's white farmers, you'll acknowledge.
Well, they are good at farming. They're the best farmers in the world. We're very lucky to have
Okay, you say you got some good ones. Okay, every time I want you to do this. Because ask your white friends, should the South Africans get their land back from white people? Ask them that. Be nice about it. See what they say.
In the US and says she is also among them.
I feel hopeless and terrified. So when Trump came through with this executive order and offered a ray of hope to South Africans like me, it's really, really just given us hope.
Death, 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 horrible death.
Trump's claims about violence against white South Africans
lie.
During his last administration, only this time he has a white South African by the name
If they're dying so much, why don't they leave? Why don't they leave?
Man. Musk may have stepped back from government, but he was in the room today to witness the dressing down of his country's president in the latest episode of the White House Amber.
He let him dress him down. Exactly. He let Trump dress him down because he's weak. Exactly, white woman. You know, he dressed Ramaphosa down because he's African, weak and feckless. You ain't gonna talk to me crazy like that. You out your mind?
Some of the claims President made about South Africa. Joining me now from Johannesburg is the political journalist and broadcaster Stephen Christus. Now let's look at first at that video of the crosses.
Our people live in their own fake reality.
The fake claim of Elon Musk that these represented these were the graves of murdered white farmers. What were they looking at, in fact?
Well, from what I can work out, Christian, good evening, they were looking at a monument that's called Betkruis, or Plaasmoorde, which effectively means in Afrikaans sort of farm murders. And as I understand it, in fact, it commemorates, the crosses each commemorate the death of one black or white farmer. So, in other words, it's not just a monument for white farmers, it's a monument for all people killed on farms, or farmers. I mean, we have a very large number of black farmers in South Africa too, and many of them have been the victims of violence in rural areas. Mm-hmm. So that's what we were looking at. In terms of the
the
cars,
the time is coming, white people. I don't know, Eritrea ain't gonna be able to save you. She's your buddy. You're gonna be wiped out. You're gonna be wiped out the continent. I'm telling you, that time is coming. That time is coming.
When I say Afrikaans lobby group, I'm talking really about a group of perhaps 100,000 members. It's very well organized, and they certainly have the ear of the Trump administration, but they cannot claim to speak for Afrikaans people or any kind of ethnic group in South Africa.
And they're not Afrikaans, they're Dutch. The Dutch, British, and French. They don't get to make up no fake name, Afrikaan. They're not from Africa. They're not no goddamn Afrikaans. I'm not calling them no fake ass name to try to take title to Africa. We're Afrikaans. No, you're Dutch, British, and French. That's what you are. You know, spell up some fake word, call you Afrikaan. No, I'm not gonna make up that fake word. You're Dutch, British, and French who invaded. Go ahead, Eritrea.
Right.
Afrikaan.
We have Amo A saying, I'm still in the military. Oh my God, I'm still in the military, but I can't afford a goddamn apartment or house. Otherwise, I'd have to pay for that stuff out of my pocket, which I don't have the money for.
Exactly. They destroyed the economy. The economy in America is unsustainable. So either it's going to lead to a complete collapse, or it's going to be a violent revolution here. But not the way you think. There'll be a power vacuum. America's going to split into 5 or 6 different countries because it's incohesive. It's not a cohesive place politically, ideology or racial. So it's going to break apart. There's nothing that holds this fake country together. There's no glue. So when it starts to collapse, there's nothing that holds it together. Go to airtime.
Okay, he also says they don't even give a damn about people in the military, and we're supposed to be okay with that and normalize the wickedness of their system. Ramaphosa is okay. I couldn't finish the whole live stream because I was disgusted. He was even asking support from Trump to deal with Julius Malema. Really, it also did not finish the whole stream. What?
Things like this or memorials like this. But I must just stress, Christian,
with your permission, Mr. Newsom, there's another video about the whole thing. If you will kindly allow me to play it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Really, see that your brain has is amazing, and you know that I'm not informing you about that. There's one thing that I like about this platform is here we don't create content. You can speak to the people from South Africa in Setswana and understand each other. It's basically very close people. Now, South Africa.
Okay, I want to look for that video. It was a whole. Okay.
We all crosses, you know, there are crosses of people that every cross is one person that was unalive. And these are white South Africans paying respect to the people that were unalive.
These are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers. And those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross. And
see, this how much Trump is a moron. All this is fake.
The family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving.
No, she didn't say nothing about the black people that have been brutalized in South Africa, still live in abject poverty, because he don't give a shit about that. He's a white supremacist, like all of them are. I want Airtime to ask her good white friends, hey, you think black people should get their land back in South Africa and take it if they got to? Oh no, Airtime, they should do that. It happened a long time ago. White people should better keep the land now, it's theirs. No, they stole it though. But that doesn't matter, Airtime. You can't really believe, you really can't believe, Airtime, that black people should get their land back. You shouldn't really believe that.
Respects to their family member who was killed.
It was literally, many of you didn't see it. I hope you're going to find that video straight for you. It's basically an helicopter flying over a field filled with crosses. Okay. Now we have a very belongs to an entity, and we cannot publish it here because it's going to be copyright. However, I hope you're going to try to use a little bit, and with all due respect, I'm going to ask them to this video. Please allow us to use the video. NWN, is it EWN? EWN, yeah. EWN, with all due respect, ask you nicely to please allow us to use some of the video. It's for the good of everybody so they can understand. Thank you very much for your understanding. Much respect for your work. The gentleman is explaining that he was present on that event.
I was there. I was a reporter in KwaZulu-Natal at the time.
He looks like a private journalist. He went to the event, and the event was about two farmers, a family that was unalive, actually.
On August 30th, 2020, Glenn and Vida Rafferty, a progressive couple in the Normandine area, were murdered.
And somebody jumped into their premise, unalived them and unalived the dog. Really, really bad situation, very sad.
As intruders entered their home and ransacked their place and stole a number of items and goods before fleeing in Glenn's vehicle. The vehicle was found later abandoned, and 2 years later, subsequently, 3 people were arrested.
And that sequence, that situation, that video you saw of multiple crosses, thousands of crosses, was not representative of all the people that were unalive. It was an event to try to get attention from the government and the police so they can attend to the situation. This is what this gentleman is explaining. Now, he said he was present, And the chief of the police attended to that very situation, gave it the attention that it's required.
I attended that meeting that Pele had with the family, as well as an open engagement and dialogue that he had with farmers as well as farm workers in the community.
Now, remember, when Donald Trump speaks about this thing at the White House, the media capture that. Look at the cross. Every cross signifies a human being that was unalive. These people are paying respect. It looks bad. And that's explaining the reason why Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa was actually very surprised and shocked. He was like, where is this? I would like to get more information about this video because he was not aware of it. Now,
they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is because this I've never seen.
Many things happened in that room, and I think we're going to talk about it very quickly. One of the things is the South African team brought some very important people in the room. Okay, talking about influence. Influence is real.
Get us up there. Who's this bootlicking moron you got up on here, Irritant? Who's this bootlicking coon?
Why?
Everything he says is a damn lie. There are no damn white killings in South Africa. That's why they don't want to leave.
He's not supporting it, if you've not heard him right.
Well, he sounds like a bootlicking coon.
Talking about everything that's happening, and it doesn't look good because he's talking about even like Mr. Ramaphosa was not aware of that happening in his country. He's just explaining everything was not looking very decent in that house.
He's saying that white people get murdered. That's a lie. What he's saying is a lie. Irritant, you gotta have better. He's saying that Ramaphosa's off guard and that he didn't know that these white people were being killed. They're not being killed. That's a lie. It's the black people that are being murdered in South Africa and live in abject poverty. Only 7%, if they were getting genocide, they would have been wiped out. They're only 7% of the population. How they own most of the land then? If there's a genocide in South Africa, how are they only 7% of the population and own the majority of land? It's supposed to be genocide. This moron out here. Instead of African bootleg.
This is real. There is Johan Rupert. Johan Rupert is the richest man in South Africa.
And this is what destroyed Africa. All these weak ass niggas, these weak ass black men have destroyed Africa. Y'all even called it out, church. These weak ass, like this weak ass. I don't know what this weak Negro, Irritant Puff, this weak ass Negro even talking about. Sounds absolutely insane. And we're supposed to know about the kids. There are no killings in South Africa of white people, idiot. That's far and few between. They just fed a group of black people to the pigs, 2 black women to the pigs, and did anybody white go to jail? On the farm. This moronic ass Negro didn't even mention about it. They just murdered 2 black women on the farm and then fed them to the pigs. Bring this kind of bop, this kind of bop. Why don't Trump know none of that? Don't report nothing, moron. No more of this video. No more of this idiot. That's enough of this moron talking. Weak and feckless. Get his ass out of here. This has been the problem with Africa. Everybody wants to invade China because you weak ass African men is fucking crazy. Get your ass off of here. That's what Ibrahim called it out. The weak, cowardice African men has been crazy. You know, remember, I'm supposed to not call it, but he told Trump to shut the hell up. Don't be talking about my country all crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Shut up. How dare you talk to me like this? Making up propagandist ass nonsense. You know, put us up, Irritant, put us up. Your YouTube, what I'm saying, the images of the South African, say videos of the South African township show that. You should be. You may tell me you haven't been genocide, you got them living like this? Today, South Africans live in abject poverty. Talk about somebody genocide your ass. The videos of the South African townships. Townships worse than the slums of Kenya.
This story
Talking about they get treated bad.
From the township of Nanzamo. They're only a few meters apart.
Exactly. Now look at that. Pause it. Look at the white side. The white side got nice houses. Across the street, the black people live in abject poverty. I've been there, and this is a fact. So what the hell is Trump talking about? This is how they live. Aaron Todd, go ahead and show you. Talking crazy.
Internet access. And Nanzamo is majority black, while the area across the line is majority white. If we use dots on a map to represent race, you can see how stark that divide is. If we zoom out to the whole city, we can see.
Yeah, you're supposed to wipe their ass out living like this, but black people kind of love it. Black people ain't done shit but living in poverty.
Your skin here often determines where you live. It also determines your quality of life. This map shows where jobs and opportunities are primarily concentrated in Cape Town. And this is where most of the city's black people live, in informal settlements called townships on the city's periphery.
People have to move by public transport for up to 3 hours a day, and they can't take care of their obligations in the community with the rest of the family because they're always working and they're always traveling.
For decades, South Africa was under apartheid, a system that wrote segregation into law. A white minority controlled where non-white people could live, work, exist. Many were forced out of their homes. In 1994, a democratically elected government took power.
The land was stolen.
It was supposed to be a new beginning. But a lot of the country still looks like this. And that's because South Africa's legacy of
still looks like this today.
Centuries.
And you want to tell me about some white genocide?
To supply ships with food along the trade route to Asia. 150 years later, Britain seized it and named it Cape Colony. Many Dutch colonists moved here, further inland, to escape British rule and continue exploiting enslaved people. Just like the Dutch, the British used Cape Colony as a strategic location for trade. It wasn't economically significant. But in the 1870s, that changed when the British started mining diamonds there. Suddenly, Cape Colony was one of Britain's most prized and exploited colonies. In order to get the diamonds out of the country, they built railways to connect the mines up here to the coast. The railways allowed the British to access a global diamond market through the port city of Cape Town. Soon, the economy of Cape Colony was centered around the railroads, especially this main route. The green areas on this map show the black regions of Cape Colony, largely left out of the railroad economy. Racial inequality in Cape Colony was being reinforced by location. To keep it that way, the colonial government started writing segregation into law. The Native Lands Act of 1913 pushed black people into these areas, only 8% of South Africa's land, and restricted them from owning land everywhere else, or relocated them to the edges of the major cities to work for white people. These laws began to shape the region. Cape Town's growth from the increased trade turned the port town into a major city. Many migrants from the rest of the colony and elsewhere moved here, to what was then the outskirts of Cape Town, where former enslaved people, merchants, artists, and immigrants were forming a neighborhood called District 6. As the city grew around District 6, so did the neighborhood. For decades, District 6 was a thriving, integrated community.
We were a very cosmopolitan, you could say, family almost, because there were people from all different nationalities, from all different walks of life.
This was the statement, your child is my child.
But it wouldn't last. In 1934, Britain's legal hold in what was now the Union of South Africa officially ended. The remaining white minority, the descendants of Dutch colonists, took control, and they built on the foundation the British were leaving behind. Between 1949 and 1971, the all-white government passed 148 laws solidifying apartheid.
Apartheid allowed for the full realization of the ambition of the fascist project in South Africa.
In 1950, the Population Registration Act officially classified people by race: white, colored, and native or black, and eventually Asian. Then they made laws saying where people could live. Around the country, Black South Africans were moved into these areas, called homelands or Bantustans. Bantustans were rural areas and had underdeveloped economies. Many of them were in the areas Britain had already excluded from the railway economy, and where Black land ownership had been restricted to. Black people were forced to carry passbooks that specified where they were allowed to work or travel to. In cities like Cape Town, the Group Areas Act moved the remaining non-whites into separate urban areas.
The most prime land and the land closest to high-valued property was allocated to white people.
In 1966, the government declared that District 6 was now a whites-only area. The residents of District 6 received removal letters like this one that said living there was illegal because they were not white. Bulldozers drove into District 6 and razed it to the ground.
We lived here. We had a life here.
That was very traumatic for a lot of people.
It's like ripping out someone's heart.
More than 60,000 people were forcibly removed from their homes. This kind of violence against non-white people was commonplace around the country.
But General Mosquito is saying the railways and highways they allowed some African countries to build is really for them to transport stolen resources and not for the people. That is a fact. Also, he says they used the exact same segregation system in America and South Africa. It's really a conquering tactic. That is so true. How you doing, Joe B? I hope you're having a good time in Tanzania. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, that's it with the South Africa.
After decades of pressure, both from within South Africa and abroad, apartheid rule finally came to an end. The new government lifted restrictions on where people could live. Millions of people who had been excluded from economic development for centuries migrated to major cities looking for basic services and economic opportunity.
For any family with no prospect of employment, the most rational, logical choice to make is to migrate to an urban center.
They settled where there was empty land, creating townships on the peripheries of major cities, like Cape Town. The government built millions of homes and expanded clean water and electricity.
But it had a number of unforeseen consequences, the most important of which is that the only land that could be used for the public housing program was on the periphery of the city. And for that reason, a brilliant intention to overcome the apartheid legacy unintentionally reproduced the very same legacy it was trying to undo.
Today, 60% of the mostly Black population of Cape Town lives in these townships at the edge of the city. The thing is, Cape Town city center has land to develop, but because of its location, it's valuable. So it usually gets sold to private developers who build luxury apartments. Nearly $1 billion worth of them are going up by the coast. But right in the heart of Cape Town, by all the expensive developments, District 6 remains largely untouched. The former residents have fought against private development, and they've actually succeeded. Some have even managed to return to houses built by the city.
I wanted to come back here where I was born, which was part of our whole family's heritage.
I couldn't believe that I was back. It was a sense of relief.
But there are still hundreds of claimants waiting to get back to District 6.
We haven't done the difficult and the painful work to confront what the intergenerational consequences are of colonialism, of apartheid.
The story of Cape Town and South Africa's racial segregation starts far in the past, but it's very much entangled with the present. Apartheid and colonialism here are over, but many of the barriers they built have yet to be dismantled.
The kind of psychic scars that's left on individuals and on communities, we haven't begun the work of saying, how do we live together, right, in the face of that history?
My view, President Trump is searching for white victims to justify his own domestic agenda. And in South Africa, violence affects black and white people, and the people most likely to be the victims of violence by far are young black men.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, if you look at the figures of farmers, black and white, killed, the murders seem to be lower than in the general population.
Actually, yes, that's in fact true. It is low. I mean, there's sort of several groups of people in South Africa who are vulnerable to murder in terms of the sheer numbers. So we have a huge problem with femicide, the killing of women. But in terms of sheer numbers, it's young black men in particular circumstances, followed by police officers. Farmers and people in rural areas and people who work on farms are far below that in terms of the actual numbers. So you really are looking at sort of the kind of typical system that politicians use all the time, I suppose, where they'll take certain facts, look at certain pictures, give them a certain power and say, this must mean ABC. In the South African context where violence, unfortunately, and violent crime is an everyday problem, certain groups are more vulnerable than others. Yeah. Farmers are not among those groups. And I must just say, AfriForum...
Exactly. They're not among them groups. The poverty of crime, the crime is enforced because the Africans are put in poverty. So white people want to play crazy. They don't know why you got crime in certain areas. You have crime because you put people in poverty. Poverty causes crime. Okay? Why do African Americans still? Because they've been put in poverty. Why do the Africans still? Because they've been put in poverty. Why do South Africans still? Because they've been put in poverty. And then also try to turn it around. Now that's supposed to be your culture. This is how these wicked bastards do. Sorry about that, Airtel. I had to. Demora had called me with a damn interview. Sorry about that.
Okay, that's okay. It's all right.
Right. How is this sort of White House Oval Office showdown going to go down in South Africa? I mean, the president...
Yeah, all you got to do is show them people living in raggedy shanty towns and white people living good. What about this? So where's the white genocide at? Go ahead.
Will this be seen as a humiliation or that he handled it well?
I think there'll be a few debates about this. Some people went into this meeting thinking that President Ramaphosa's main priority was probably to avoid the kind of Zelensky confrontation. I would probably be among those. There will be some people who I think feel, and this is a legitimate feeling, that President Trump is really all about race. that he has tried to humiliate President Ramaphosa, and may well have succeeded. I think, though, that a lot of people are also going to think that Ramaphosa did the right thing by taking a delegation of people. For every formerly white South African like Elon Musk, there's a white South African like Ernie Els or Johan Rupert who may disagree with the president on certain politics, but is prepared to speak up for South Africa and to speak up for the truth. And I think, looking at it, that was probably a very clever stroke by Ramaphosa to take people, strange as it may seem, Christian, to whom President Trump will actually listen.
Now, they did also show, though, videos of Julius Malema and Zuma, which are incendiary, racist, insightful. How will it play with their supporters? You know, is this going to help them?
Yeah, in a way, yes. So, I mean, Julius Malema, and I recall being at the Tuli House press conference with yourself, reporting on him many years ago. But in fact, Julius Malema now is his political party, the party which he leads, is the fourth biggest in our parliament. It has 10% of the vote. And through all of the time that he's been using that phrase, Dibulu Ibono, or in English, it's translated as kill the word, the translation is not exact. He's actually lost support. So in the last few elections, we've seen him lose momentum and lose support. It is true that former President Jacob Zuma has sung it, I think, once or twice. When he was president, he certainly didn't support Malema in singing it in terms of actually doing that. His political party has around 14% of the vote. And so far, it has not really gained them support. It's not something that has worked for them, and particularly for Julius Malema. What I think we're going to see, though, is that Malema already has put out a statement tonight talking about, and this is sort of his phrasing, a group of old white men meeting in Washington decided to gossip about me without me being there. He will try and claim some sort of attention for this. But in reality, his policy and his strategy of sort of targeting white people has not won him their support. And for the moment, I don't see that changing.
Stephen Christmas, thank you very much indeed.
All righty.
Democracy depends on a free press. Please support our independent journalism at democracynow.org/give.
South African President Cyril Ramaphosa says he will meet with President Trump at the White House next week after a group of some 59 Afrikaners arrived in the United States Monday after being granted refugee status. Afrikaners are the white South Africans who ruled the country during apartheid. This comes as the Trump administration has suspended refugee resettlement for almost everyone else in the world. Speaking Monday, Trump claimed white South Africans face racial discrimination, even though the country's white minority still owns the vast majority of farmland decades after the end of apartheid rule. Trump said he's allowing them to come to the United States to escape, quote, genocide.
It's a genocide that's taking place that you people don't want to write about, but it's a terrible thing that's taking place. And farmers are being killed. They happen to be white. But whether they're white or black makes no difference to me. But white farmers are being brutally killed and their land is being confiscated in South Africa.
On Monday, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa refuted Trump's claims that white people are being persecuted in his country, calling it, quote, a completely false narrative. On Tuesday, Ramaphosa recounted a conversation he'd had with Trump about the situation in his country.
I had a conversation with President Trump on the phone, and he said, what's happening down there? And I said, President, what you've been told by those people who are opposed to transformation back home in South Africa is not true. And I added to him, I said, we were well taught by Nelson Mandela and other iconic leaders like Oliver Tambo on how to continue to build a united nation out of the diverse groupings that we have in South Africa. We're the only country on the continent where the colonizers came to stay, and we have never driven them out of our country. So they are staying, and they're making great progress. It's a fringe grouping that does not have a lot of support, that is anti-transformation and anti-change, that would actually prefer to see South Africa going back to apartheid type of policies.
This comes as South African-born Trump advisor and multi-billionaire Elon Musk has also accused South Africa's government of promoting what he calls white genocide. Musk's grandfather moved his family to South Africa after embracing the country's apartheid system.
On Wednesday, Musk's artificial intelligence chatbot, Grok, became a trending topic on X when people tried to use it to answer questions and check facts. And the chatbot added the topic of white genocide in South Africa to its responses, telling users it was, quote, instructed by my creators to accept the genocide, quote, as real and racially motivated, no matter what the question was. For more, we're joined in Cape Town, South Africa by two guests. Herman Wasserman is with us, professor of journalism, director of the Center for Information Integrity in Africa at Stellenbosch University. His new piece for the website Africa is a Country is headlined Trump's Fake Refugees. Wasserman himself is a white South African, an Afrikaner. And Andile Zulu is a political analyst with the Alternative Information and Development Center. His new piece for the website, Africa is a Country, is titled Race, Power, and the Politics of Distraction. We welcome you both to Democracy Now! Herman Wasserman, let's begin with you. You are a white South African and you are an Afrikaner. If you can explain, first of all, to the world what exactly that means and what you thought when you heard President Trump charge white genocide in South Africa.
Well, I would say that my first response was one of incredulity, and later met with, I think with disgust even, and just rejection of this notion of a white genocide or whites being persecuted. And I think that view is shared by many others, white South Africans, and certainly the majority of South Africans in the country.
Well, Andile Zulu, if you could also respond to these claims of a white genocide in South Africa and Trump bringing over these 59 Afrikaners to the U.S., and talk about this in the context of this the new law that replaces the 1975 Expropriation Act in South Africa, and explain why that's been so controversial and what it entails.
Well, this accusation of white genocide emanating from the White House is a conspiracy theory and a myth that has been floating around echo chambers of right-wing populists and white nationalists for many decades now, particularly within the online space. And it essentially holds the accusation that white South Africans, in particular Afrikaans South Africans, are victims of deliberate, direct, state-sanctioned violence. And anyone who lives in this country, who's awake to the reality of this country, the inequality, the poverty, the unemployment that most Black South Africans have to endure, and including Indian and colored South Africans as well, knows that it's patently untrue. And the truth, however, is irrelevant to those who are perpetuating this myth. What matters is that it's a means through which you can mobilize anxiety, mobilize fear, and mobilize frustration from a segment, I think a relatively small segment of the population that is dissatisfied with the post-apartheid democracy and the loss of their political elevated status. It's a way in which you can mobilize fears here in South Africa and then appeal to a base within the MAGA movement in the US as well to portray the Donald Trump presidency as essentially being a crusader to defend white civilization, both in the USA and here. And this all began initially with the signing by the president, Ramaphosa, of the Expropriation Act, which in itself is not that much of a radical or progressive policy. It's a very procedural piece of legislation, which essentially changes the criteria through which government can expropriate private property for the public good and for the public use. on the basis of finding just and equitable compensation. And in fact, most legal experts have said that the instances in which you'll arrive at nil compensation, at no compensation, would be quite rare, actually. So this legislation isn't an assault on white livelihoods. It isn't even an attack on the dominance of private property relations in post-apartheid. But for Elon Musk and for Donald Trump, it's doing what right-wing populism, what racial ideologies always function to do, which is to stoke fear, conflict, and division in order to be able to protect the exploitative and unequal relations under South Africa's neoliberal capitalism, and I think under the neoliberal order that we have more broadly.
And Andile, I just want to add these a couple of things that I wanted to say earlier, which is to clarify for audiences who aren't as aware of South Africa's history. It was a 1913 law that gave over 90% of South Africa's land to whites. Today, they are some 7% of the population of white South Africans, but they still own about half, 50% of the country's land. Afrikaners, who constitute the majority of the white population, are among, of course, the most successful and richest in South Africa. So if you could explain, Andile, how has this news, Trump's statement, the fact that these 59 people have now arrived in the US, how has that been received in South Africa, this news?
I think it's been a mixture of frustration and bewilderment and just real confusion as to what is the basis of the idea that white South Africans, in particular Afrikaners, are being persecuted. And as you said, South Africa in the post-apartheid, the past 30 years of democracy that we have, comes out of a history of a white supremacist regime, which not only dispossessed people of color of their land, but also then set up a rigorous economic system of exploitation to ensure the underdevelopment of Black people, Indians and coloreds included, to be able to amass economic and political power. Now, if you just look, for example, at the statistics that we have on the racial manifestations of inequality in this country, it's quite clear that this myth of white genocide and of white persecution has no basis in reality. For example, the unemployment rate amongst white South Africans sits at 7.9% as compared to 36.9% for Black South Africans. The poverty rate for white South Africans sits at 1% as compared to 64% for South Africans. And in fact, the people who are the victims of violence, by and large, due to organized crime, and due to...
I want to share a video of Malema, and it was his videos played in the White House, the fact that he was singing that revolution song in the video. And I believe this is what he responded to that video that was played in the White House while he was singing the revolution song.
On land expropriation without compensation just to satisfy imperialist President Donald Trump. The economic freedom fighters and their fiery leader Julius Malema have erupted in a firestorm of mockery, condemnation, and defiance after Trump used the high-profile platform to launch scathing attacks against them. The meeting, held in the Oval Office, has quickly turned into a global political spectacle, and not because of any trade deal or bilateral breakthrough, but because Trump bizarrely fixated on Julius Malema, using clips of him chanting "Kill the Boer" in an attempt to justify his explosive claim of white genocide in South Africa. But Malema, never one to mince his words or back down from confrontation, struck back with the full force of his rhetorical arsenal. He called the White House meeting a group of old men gossiping about him and declared that no credible evidence had ever been produced to support Trump's white genocide claims, adding that he would not compromise on land expropriation without compensation just to satisfy imperialist sensitivities. This hardly surprised anyone, as before Trump and Ramaphosa even met, Malema came out to boldly call the meeting a waste of time, insisted that there was no white genocide, and predicted that Ramaphosa would be disrespected.
It was badly timed because budget is coming to Parliament for the third time. And
I love what he said in regards to the meeting was literally a waste of time, and Ramaphosa will definitely be disrespected. And the fact that there was no white genocide.
Just to satisfy imperialist sensitivities. This hardly surprised anyone, as before Trump and Ramaphosa even met, Melinda came out to boldly call the meeting a waste of time, insisted that there was no white genocide, and predicted that Ramaphosa would be disrespected.
It was badly timed because budget is coming to parliament for the third time, and the president is not there. Once budget comes for the third time, it means it's a crisis. You cannot leave your country in a crisis and go to America where you're going to be ill-treated. He's going to be ill-treated. He will not be given the necessary respect. And that's what Americans do. Madiba tried to convince them that there were no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. And then President Mbeki did the same, tried to convince them that there are no weapons of mass destruction. They still went on to destroy Iraq, even when there was no evidence. Till to date, they've not produced a single evidence that there was weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. So it's a waste of time. He's going to, if he wants them to start treating him differently, and he's going to beg them to attend the G20, he's going to have to compromise some of the fundamental policies of this country, which were not prepared. If he does that, he must not come back. He must stay there.
That is so true. There's always something to give. If you literally want to be held in that power, you think they should definitely uphold you with, which doesn't really matter. I don't know why a lot of Africans matter or care much about how the rest of the world see them, because it shouldn't matter. You should definitely know who you are in regards to your identity. But actually what Malema actually predicted really did happen, because he was actually not treated well at the White House. He was not really treated as maybe what he expected.
With those 49 Afrikaners already, he must also stay there, because he can't compromise our sovereignty for political expediency. We've got positions on Palestine. We've got position on the embassy of Israel. We have a resolution of parliament that said that embassy must leave South Africa. It's majority in parliament took that decision. So you cannot go alone as an executive, overrule the position of parliament. If he does that, it will be illegal and we're going to fight it. There are no Afrikaners who have been killed here in South Africa. It's not true. And there are no 49 Afrikaners who left South Africa. You all know that. It's a fiction, it's drama. America with drama is number one. That thing is Movango. I don't know what is Movango in Africa. It's just a drama. I believe they landed and then they waited for cameras, took them pictures, the next flight back to South Africa. If those people are farmers, it means there are 49 farms available. Why are we not expropriating them? Because they've abandoned them. But why is the media not telling us? Because they say these are farmers. Why is the media, through its own investigation, say to us, this picture you see is a farmer at this day? They are not farmers. There's no one who left farming here in South Africa. I suspect that those whites were these ones who were looking after cars at the parking lot. They were attending to cars and they went to fetch them there. And they can't live. They will never live the kind of life they live here in South Africa, anywhere else. Even if you live here as a millionaire and you go to USA, your money gets reduced to nothing. So no American or Afrikaner will leave South Africa for America.
Actually, that makes sense. What Malema is saying actually really makes a lot of sense.
It's not true. Our country, there's no killing of white people. We're not killing white people. We're demanding our land. We're saying, let's share this land. Let's all work the land. And if that is a crime, it's a crime we're prepared to commit. Because we can't, when we're asking for food, and say, no, you're committing crime by asking. We're having a robust debate on land in South Africa. And that must never be used to silence us by America.
The EFF also responded with defiance and triumph, declaring that their revolutionary message had rattled the very heart of imperial power. In an interview with EFF Net,
That's it in
National Sport-
regards to that conversation, family. We're literally winding up right away over there with a conversation of South Africa and also Trump betrays MAGA. Thank you, General Mosquito, for joining in. MOA, I saw you right away. Thank you so much, Byron Scott. Jojo, thank you for joining, and I hope you all are doing better. That's it for today on the African Today Show. Remember, you can download our app on the Google Play Store, stream on www.blackoutfireradionetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements and apparel clothing. Mr. Newsom.
I'm in a bad area. It's time to lock it down. You hear me?
Yeah, I shared a video. Yes, I can hear you of Malema talking about the fake genocide.
Yeah, it's all fake.
Yeah, he gave super view range of a lot that happened, and he predicted that Ramaphosa will definitely be disrespected at the White House, and that really happened.
He was.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
And people don't disrespect that you allowed. He allowed to be disrespected.
yeah.
I said, you allowed Trump to disrespect him.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Okay, let me play this before we wind up.
Be illegal and we're going to
go
fight it. There are no Afrikaners who have been killed here in South Africa. And there are no 49 Afrikaners who left South Africa. You all know.
He said even all this, the 5949 refugees, Afrikaners who were definitely taken to the United States of America, he said it was all propaganda. It never happened. That's what he's saying.
That is a fiction.
Probably is all propaganda.
That's what he's saying.
It will be illegal and we're going to fight it. There are no Afrikaners who have been killed. It's not true. And there are no 49 Afrikaners who left South Africa. You all know that. It's a fiction. It's drama. America, that thing is mukbang. I don't know what is mukbang in Africa. It's just a drama. I believe they landed and then they waited for cameras, took them pictures. The next flight back to South Africa. If those people are farmers, it means there are 49 farms available. Why are we not expropriating them? Because they've abandoned them. But why is the media not telling us? Because they say these are farmers. Why is the media, through its own investigation, not say to us, this picture you see is a farmer at this day? They are not farmers. There's no one who left farming here in South Africa. I suspect that those whites were these ones who were looking after cars at the parking lot. They were attending to cars and they went to fetch them there. And they can't live. They will never live the kind of life they live here in South Africa, anywhere else. Even if you live here as a millionaire and you go to USA, your money gets reduced to nothing. So no American or Afrikaner will leave South Africa for America. It's not true. Our country, there's no killing of white people. We're not killing white people. We're demanding our land. We're saying, let's share this land. Let's all work the land. And if that is a crime, it's a crime we're prepared to commit. Because we can't, when we're asking for food, and say, no, you're committing crime by asking. We're having a robust debate on land in South Africa. And that must never be used to silence us by America.
The EFF also responded with defiance and triumph, declaring that their revolutionary message had rattled the very heart of imperial power.
Actually, that makes sense. What my lemmer has just said makes a lot of sense, actually, when you actually think about it. And we do have MOA, who is saying right away there, South Africans just want their land back from the British and the Dutch who took the land. Actually, that's what they want. That's the only thing that they want. But those are my last words for today, family. Thank you so much for joining. I'm sending you so much love and light. Mr. Newsom, your last word before we wind up, if you can hear me.
I hear you, Tom. Much love, family. Have a good day. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Enjoy your family and barbecue. And all the good things that life has to offer.
As it should be. Happy Memorial Day, family, and enjoy your day as it should be. 100%. Take care and
That's it,
have.
that's
I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow with another beautiful major bammer topic.
Greetings and
That's it.
salutations. Well, here is Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother, all the way in Switzerland. And I'm reaching out to all of my brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into Black Hot Fire Radio.
You're now listening to the best music.
Feel the hits. Feel the freshness.
The freshness. You know the best.
I know it's good, damn. I know you're mine. You know it's too fine. I might be wrong, but I don't care. I